to the third tutorial in the series looking at Nereng's no scripting system for Neverwinter Nights 1 and EE. This is a system that allows people who don't like scripting or who can't script to make up quests without getting too involved in the conversation editor and other areas. He does it by bundling lots of pre-made scripts up into tokens, and we use the tokens for the quests. Now, this is lesson 4, but it's only the third tutorial. I've explained that before because lesson 2 isn't a quest, and I'm really only concerned with doing the different types of quest. And today it's an escort quest, taking somebody someplace safely. The introduction from Nereng is worth reading. As usual, we've got the toolset open on the left hand side here. I've opened it in the sample module that comes with the package and that was from Nereng, and I've opened Northkeep, which is the area where most of the quests start. He tells us there are 2 existing quests already completed in the module that you can have a look at if you like. But I'm more interested in the second paragraph here. He talks about some of the benefits of this particular quest and the way he's done it. And the first one is, because you're escorting somebody, he essentially makes them a henchman very easily. We don't have to do anything actually. The person follows us about. Now, it's not henchman in the sophisticated term of the word, but basically, if you don't put in the trigger at the end of this quest that removes him as a henchman, then he'll just stay with you until he dies. So that's one kind of side benefit that you'll get from it. The other one, which isn't mentioned at the start, is that at the end of this, we're going to have somebody who's escorted to a boatman, and the boatman takes him to another location, and you can come back again if you like. So in essence, you have a transport system from doing this quest, and I think that's really useful. Anyway, enough blethering from me. Right. Lesson 4, let's go on. We're starting, as it says here, with the journal entries. It's a wee bit different start from them for this quest. So we open the journal editor, which is probably familiar to most of you. Make sure root's selected, click add, and you get category 000. And what we're going to do is alter that. So if we work our way through here just now, the name of this particular quest is, I'll just say the Escort. Category, now this is quest 3, so changing the tag to quest 3, just because I'm contrary, I suppose, I'm going to put in an XP of 100. I don't like not paying somebody for that. And now we're ready to do the stages of the quest. There are 3 stages, maybe only 2 in this one, because one of them involves the henchman getting killed that we hope we never have to finish on. So I'm going to click on the escort, the name of the quiz, click add, and you'll see I get my first entry here, which I've highlighted. Now the great thing about doing this tutorial is you don't have to type everything out. So I'm just going to copy the ID 1, the first stage of the quest, paste it in here. It's ID 1, so I don't need to change anything else. Click apply. And there's our first one. So I'm going to go back to the escort because that's the title, and I'm going to add another one. There's entry 2. I'm going to click on that. This is the one, the weird one, which is Doyley was killed in battle, may rest in peace. Well, okay, but let's hope he's not. So we hope this never comes to pass. Still, I'll put it in there now. Nereng always does it up, and it's good practice, I think, to do it in 10s rather than single ones. So the first stage was 1, this one will be 10, and the finishing one will be 20. It allows us to put intermediary steps in if we want. Okay, so there's that done. Go back to Escort, the heading of the quest, and click again, add. So here's the third one now, and this is the last one. So we arrive safely in Fort Tremaine, and Doyley's gone to report for duty, so quest duly done. We'll paste it in here, and we'll change this one to ID 20, and make sure you click the finish category, and we'll apply that, and then OK, and that's done this bit. Now we're on to creating the NPC. So let's get a move on with this just now. Creature wizard. This can be anything you like really. I'm going to make him human. I'm going to make him a paladin. I'll add that class and I'll move him, bump him up to level 4 in a paladin. Portrait, I don't care. Make him a commoner. Now I'm going to give him the name Doily, just purely because when we're doing the conversation, that would appear to be his name. So there's his name. Category palette, I want the blueprint to appear under. Special, custom 1. Next, next again. Click to launch creature properties when we finish. And there we are, Doily appears in front of us. Okay, we can change voice sets. I'm not going to do any of that just now. You can do that yourself. I'm also not going to do point number 7, which says for when the quest's finished, make another conversation. If you want to do that, just click edit, make your conversation and save it. Important things though. Scripts. Click on the scripts tab now. We've got a few to change here. You'll know that we usually need to change this one. The conversation one always needs changed. And we're looking for NSQS on con. Oh, hold on, another way, isn't it? There it is there. Okay, so that one's fine. On death, escort DTH. So on death. So looking for the NS. There we are. Escort, so it's E. I kind of feel I should have all these done in advance, but never mind. On perception, is on percept, there it is there. And the last one on user defined. Now as I say, usually we only have the conversation one to do, so don't get upset about this one. This is just because it's a particularly complicated quest, I think. User def. So that's all those done, and we're on to point 7. There's advanced tab and open as variables. I found this interesting. I didn't know this. This is how you determine the distance that your henchman will follow you at. I could have used this often in the past. Follow distance, change it to float and change it to 2 meters, 2.0. Make sure you add it. Click OK. Now number 8, you can make him cowardly if he runs away from the enemy. We're not going to do any of that. Number 9's our next one, where we put the escort token in his inventory and open its variable page. So right, so let's click OK with that just now. There's Doily here. I'm going to place him at this point into our scene. There he is there. And now I'm going to do number 9, the escort token in his inventory. At least I thought it was. Oh dear. I'll go to properties and do it there. Right, into the inventory. You'll remember Nereng uses tokens for everything. They're all in custom, inside inventory special. And here we're looking for the escort quest. I'm going to get rid of a few of the items from his inventory just so you can see what's happening a wee bit easier. Right, escort quest, drag it in. And there we are. Right click. You'll be getting used to this if you've watched the other ones, and click description and variables, and this is the nub of the whole system. So that wasn't very clever because I've got a window blocking you from seeing anything. So if I right click, I'll drag that into there and then go to description and variables so you can see what's happening. Right, active quest tag, well we know what quest it is. It's quest 3, so we do all our copying and pasting so we don't make mistakes, remember. Move in here, delete that and paste quest 3 in as it active tag. Next one, I'll delete that just now. So we're on to the first line of the conversation, copying it, pasting it in and replacing it. So this is the initial conversation, and you get into a workflow with this. and then you go wrong and you regret ever having doing it this way in the first place, but never mind. I'm getting a bit of speed up. Number 3, replace. I'm expected back and forth. Right, so next one, every now and then I check, make sure I'm on the right one. So this is the 4th line, that's the PC. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's right. He says, where do you expect the boatman to be? So I'll copy that, paste it in and replace it. Now there's quite a lot of conversation in this one, but we're going to bear with it. And just work our way through this. 6s, maybe he's returned by now. Well, I hope he will, or it's not going to work. So replace. Now maximum of 8 here. I think you can add extra, but I'm not entirely sure how that is. So this is the owner. That's awfully nice of you. Copy it, paste it in there and replace. And then the final one, oh, it's not the final one. He wants to see Fort remain, so we'll copy that, paste that in and replace. And the last one is, alright, if you wish, let's go then, says the owner. And there's it in and replaced. So that's my 9 lines of conversation that we have here. Now, once the task has been done, we move on to, in this case, it's the arrive back at the owner. So there's our first one. Well, we made it here, a better report for duty straightaways. Okay, so click on that, paste it in and replace it. And then our PC replies, alright then, see you later maybe. And replace. Now that's all those done. So that's our conversation done quite quickly. And unlike the conversation editor, we don't have to put them into order and make certain ones not appear till later on using the text appears when, etc. All done for us. Okay, so let's move on. Price for hire. If you want to make a mini henchman, you can charge something. So that would be price for hire. This one here. So the next ones are easy. The reward, I'm going to give him 100 gold pieces and make sure you replace. For XP, I'm going to give him 300. Oh, not 3,000. And replace it. Alignment shift, I'm going to give him an alignment shift of 1, which is a wee bit alignment to good. Replace. What level's required to do this quest? Just leave that. And by now you'll know my favourite ambient walk after us is number 3, which means he just heads off himself and goes wherever he likes. Okay, so that's the variables done there for the escort token. And that's that. Okay, so we're now up to point 15. Doyley was right, there's no boatman, so we need to get a boatman and we need to put one there. Now again, our NPC is going to be the method of doing this. So we need another token, and what we need this time is a create creature one. Okay, so we get create creature and drag it into his inventory. So we've got the create creature who's going to become a boatman into the NPC's inventory. So we're now up to point 16 here. So what we need to do is right click on the create creature token, and we're going to change its name to untransport, which is fine. Let's move that across so we can see what we're doing. And now we're going to go to his variable description, then his variables, and we're going to change this to link the token to the quest we're doing it needs to be quest 3, so we're going to replace that. Click OK, click OK again, and we'll basically get back, and that's our henchman, our escortee if you like, done. Okay, so we're now on to point 17, open the murky forest area, which we'll do. Remember, this takes a bit longer to open because of all the placeables and things that were put into it by Nereng. Alright, so if we have a look while it's opening, we're going to place a waypoint with a tag of quest 3 create near the rowing boat on the lake. This is where Tim the boatman will be created. So where's the lake? There we are. So we'll zoom in on the lake a little bit. I'm going to get rid of some of these extra sound files here because I don't think they're very helpful. It's birds chirping and things. And if you're looking to see what I'm doing, then there we are. So you can hopefully see the boat there. So we need a waypoint, standard waypoint. Click on it, right beside the boat. Well, oh dear, that's a tree. Let's get rid of the tree as well. Too much in this area. There we are. We can see it better now. So if we click on that, properties, and it tells us to change it, make the waypoint quest 3 create. It's going to create Tim the boatman. Now that was very silly of me. I should have copied that from here. That's the way you don't make mistakes. This is the way you do if you do it all yourself. So quest 3 create. He'll be created there now. Okay, so now we open the Fort Tremaine area. You see how many placeables on the left hand side there are in that area. That's massive for a sample module, good grief. Anyway, Fort Tremaine area. Hopefully that's a wee bit easier to do. Alright, and you see there's the bit of water where it's going to come in, where the boat's going to come into. So we're open Fort Tremaine, place a waypoint with a tag there, so standard, waypoint, there's the boat, so put it here someplace, and what we're doing is we're changing its tag to transport 1 DST. For destination, I'm guessing. Okay, so that's where they're going to be transporting to, in other words. Tag consists the boats in place. Yes, you can read that in the notes yourself. The PC will be jumped to here. Find Tim the boatman in the palette. So let's... Okay. Now we don't need to create Tim, remember, in the Murky Woods area because we've got a token in there that's going to create him whenever we arrive in that area. So we don't physically need him there, but we do need him here. So what are we talking about? Paint creatures, custom, and there's Tim. Tim the boatman, so we'll click on him and place him someplace near the boat. Number 19, we're needing, this is, remember this is a physical version of him. Over in the Murky Woods we've used a waypoint and a token that's going to create him when we arrive at the Murky Woods. So this is a physical one here to take us back to the Murky Woods, and all we have to do really with him is go to properties and change him to transport 2 as his tag, so it's not to be confused with transport 1, which is the one in the Murky Woods. Go to his variable page, advanced variables, and there's his current one. He's going to say, I'm going to take you to Fort Tremaine. Well, because he's standing here, he's going to be taking us back to the Murky Woods if we're at this end of the transport system. So I'll take you to Murky Woods for only 5p, add that. Oh, sorry, replace it. Okay, and that's that done. Price is 5, we'll leave that. Okay, and now we go back to the Murky Woods and have our destination point. Where's my Murky Woods? Murky Forest, yeah. And we're going to add another one here, because if we're coming back from Fort Tremaine, we need some place to jump to. So we're back onto our waypoints. Standard. Oh, come on, waypoint. I'm on the wrong. This is standard palette. Place it, and we need it to change the tag this time. The last one was, if you remember, transport DST. So this one is transport, and again, no, in fact I'm going to do it. Alright, Fort Tremaine back in tag to transport to, right there it is, transport to DST. I'm going to, just in case I make mistakes, so copy that and paste it in there. So that's fine, and we should now have a transport system that works between Murky Forest. I think this could be really useful in lots of other things. So the very last thing we're going to do is we're going to end the quest. So we're going to go back to Fort Tremaine, and if we come in there and we're going to Fort Tremaine, what we're going to do is we're going to get a trigger, which again has been done for us. Custom 5, Escort, end trigger, and I'm going to paint it quite big so that we can't miss it. And basically that's going to end the quest. He's going to say thank you for transferring me. And that's fine. Change its tag to quest 3. We've got to link it to this quest, remember. So its tag becomes quest 3. I'll not copy and paste this one because I'm just adding this. Quest 3 underscore end trigger. If you're making a mistake, if it's not working, chances are it's a typo of some sort you've made. There we are. I'm now going to save it and try it out, and there we are. Okay, quick run through our Escort quest to see if it works. Here's my PC and here's Doily. First conversation, yep, hello, I'm a soldier in service looking expected back in Fort Tremaine, but the stupid boatman's missing. Where did you expect the boatman to be? By his rowing boat in the lake in the Murky Forest. Maybe he's returned now, we could go looking for him together. That's awfully nice of you. Don't worry about it, I want to see what Fort Tremaine is like, we could go together. Alright, if you wish, let's go. Ding! That means the quest is working so far, a long way to go. So we go through here to the Murky Woods for Murky Forest. Now what do we expect here? We expect by the time we get to the lake that Tim the boatman will have been created from nowhere. Remember, he wasn't placed anywhere, it was just a waypoint placed. So hopefully he's going to appear someplace when we appear, and there he is, you'll see him there. Well done, my token's working. Now hopefully he has the correct conversation to take us to Fort Tremaine.
Hail, traveller.
Yep, I'm Tim the boatman, I'll take you to Fort Tremaine for only 5 gold. Okay, here's your gold. Now what should happen here is the transition to Fort Tremaine. And there we go. And we arrive with our boat. It's a different boat actually, think about it, but never mind. Okay, and now what we're going to do is go towards Fort Tremaine, which is there, and hopefully Doyle will want to say goodbye and he's got duties. There we are. Made it here, a better report for duty straight away. Alright, see you later maybe. That's fine. Now he'll go off on his ambient walk that I so like. And we shall return and see if the boatman can take us back to the murky woods.
Hail, traveller.
I'll take the murky woods for only 5 gold. And there we go, we're back at the murky forest woods. This is great for a transport system. You think about going from area to area. I really like this. Okay.